Viewing of this tape is prohibited unless given authorization by an InGen official. Viewer discretion is heavily advised.
Recording date May 4th, 1991. My name is John Alfred Hammond. I am the creator of the company you know as InGen. If you have found this tape, then you must be aware of said company and what it is known for. Here, we have created something far beyond the imagination of man. Creatures from a bygone age. Our scientists have found an unfortunate roadblock in this research, however, as huge gaps in the gene sequences have been found by our highly reliable supercomputers. In light of this unforeseen obstacle, we have found a solution. We have added DNA from that of a frog to fill in the gaps and accomplish the dream at last. But after careful observation, I found that the creatures made were not complete replicas of what they were before. They were mutations. The addition of amphibian DNA completely meddled with the animal's genes. For my part to succeed, we needed to provide the world with the real deal, not a pack of mutants. But after months upon months of research, I find the exception I had been looking for. On September 18th, 1987, a new fossil specimen was found by our paleontology team. It was the femur bone of a Giganotosaurus, but how could we make such a creature with the scientific practice we have? Well, that is where my new theory came into play. We had to limit the creature's interaction with water, and I had decided to find a more terrestrial creature. A reptile. The DNA chosen from such a reptile was that of a land iguana from the Galapagos Islands. And that brings us to today. Our Giganotosaurus, labeled Asset 10, has now reached a near adult height, standing at 18 feet tall. We will be monitoring this animal very closely, maybe more so than our other assets. Let us meet the park's future headliner.
Okay, Ash went to the Gallimimus fields 4 hours ago. Muldoon sent me to go find him. I'm currently on my way there now, so I'll update once I get there. What are you doing out here, girl? You don't belong here. Something's not right. The Triceratops forest is just south of here. How could she have gotten here? This doesn't make any sense. The Triceratops aren't supposed to be anywhere near here. I should have come across Ash by now. He was supposed to be checking on one of our Gallimimus. Giba. Wait a minute. Is that a camera? Wait a minute. Is that a camera? That's Ash's camera.
All right, Oliver, calm down. Get a grip, man. I can't even get a word in with you rambling like that. Now, what are you saying? What? That's impossible. How could that thing possibly get out? You must have seen one of the Metriacanthosaurs or something. Oliver, that animal is surrounded by 112 yards of fencing powered by 12,000 volts of electricity. There is absolutely no way that it could escape. A camera? Ash Richards? Or did you find him anywhere? Bloody... All right. I'm sending a team down to find and tranquilize the beast. Until then, I suggest you get out of there. The thing could very well still be lurking about. Good Lord Almighty, I can't believe how hard it was to take this thing down. It took about 4.57 pints of carfentanil to get it to go down. What kind of monster did Hammond make? I'll get Harding and the boys to transport it back to the enclosure, and I will have to get to the office and get Hammond to take some extra measures to keep this thing subdued.
Log entry 46. In relation to asset 10, our Giganotosaurus. It has been 7 days and 18 hours since the incident. The herbivores the asset encountered during its time of release have more or less calmed down. Our workers are now again able to get close to them without them reacting out of fear. It is truly a marvel. We have created a near-perfect replica of a long-extinct animal. Asset 10 has shown true determination in the time we have studied it. This nature was clearly presented during its escape. Despite the immense pain its fencing caused it, it was able to push through and break it down. We have since repaired it and have begun construction of a stronger energy surge to hopefully dissuade it from attempting again. But I will leave that up to the men at engineering. Today, I will explain something about this creature that may or may not be obvious by this point. Unlike most of our other creatures, Asset 10 has shown signs of clear problem solving. The way it escaped tells you it knew what it was doing. It knew that the pain was worth it, just to roam freely as it did millions of years ago. The DNA splicing we have practiced on our other assets have made it clear that amphibian DNA has caused their minds to be much more dependent on those who feed it. They know the routine, and they live by it as frogs in a terrarium depend on humans to feed them bugs. Therefore, they are content with their current state. But Asset 10, it is not dependent on anyone. It has instincts that compel it to attempt resistance. It is beginning to learn. And by learning, it begins to develop a taste for the outside. I will be watching this remarkable creature much more carefully in the future. End of log.
Attention all InGen workers located within the Isla Nublar location. A severe tropical storm is scheduled to arrive at the island at approximately 05:00 p.m. today. We strongly advise all workers to take the necessary precautions, such as covering all electric equipment and taking shelter. The most important thing to remember is to ensure that all large and dangerous assets, herbivore and carnivore alike, are sedated during the storm's duration, as high levels of rain, wind, and thunder are known to leave the animals highly agitated and dangerous. This concludes our weather announcement.